Hi there, Toby Lapinski for the New England edition of the Fisherman magazine with this week's web video fishing forecast. Well, originally this video was shot at a nice scenic location on the water. Great editing, everything came out perfect, and as I was uploading the video, I got a phone call from one of our advertisers, Captain Bob of the Sunbeam Fleet. And he wanted me to head on down to the dock because he said he had a monster blackfish coming in. So I said, alright, I'll come down, take a few pictures, see what we can find out. Well, as it turns out, he had more than just a monster blackfish. He had a pending new state record blackfish that was caught on Wednesday aboard the Sunbeam Fleet heading out of Niantic, Connecticut. Now this massive fish measured an impressive 33 inches long, weighed 26.6 pounds. I've never seen a blackfish anywhere even close to this, and basically I can't repeat at this point exactly what I said when I saw the fish, which was pretty much everyone else's reaction. It was quite humorous, but everybody thought it was basically the biggest, most insane blackfish any of us had ever seen. Stay tuned for more details at thefisherman.com. You can check out the link that just popped up in the YouTube card for all the details on this impressive catch, as well as some additional photos to check it out and drool over. So heading on into the forecast, we're going to start off in Connecticut where, surprise, surprise, big word is blackfish season. Now, prior to that earlier fish that I just mentioned for you, most guys were getting a handful of short fish, maybe 5 to 6 shorts for every keeper. That's the success rate that we had on Monday when I went out with world record blackfish holder Ken Westerfeld. Again, maybe 5, 6, 7 shorts, just shy for every one keeper that we were able to get. I did hear of a couple of decent fish, 10, 12 pounds or so coming in, but for the most part it was a lot of those just keeper fish being caught on the breakwalls throughout Connecticut, Stratford, Bridgeport, New Haven, Old Saybrook, over in Stonington. All those breakwaters producing some pretty good fish. Not a whole lot of big numbers or big sizes being taken off any of the rock piles or the reefs throughout Long Island Sound just yet. Again, aside from that new pending state record that we got the pictures of for you. So, you know, you can go pick away at some of these numbers of fish on the breakwalls this weekend, or you can go out and see if you can beat that state record, maybe even knock Ken's world record off this coming weekend. If you hit some of those early deep water spots, you just never know what you're going to find. But if blackfish are not your thing and you want to find something out in Long Island Sound, got some really good albie fishing still going on, and Captain Mike Roy of Real Cast Charters has been getting in on some really good action on the albies, mixed in with some striped bass and bluefish, working eastern end of Long Island Sound. Good numbers of all 3 species throughout the day, and some bigger bass coming at night. And then down in the western end of Long Island Sound, Fisherman's World, Captain Ian Devlin, he's been nailing some albies down that way as well, along with some huge bluefish up into the mid-teens. So those albies are still spread out throughout Long Island Sound, but I will say there is no telling how long this bite is going to go on. It could really end at any time. So if you want to get an albie on your catch list for this season, head out as soon as possible. Get out on the water this weekend before they move out on us. Then heading on into Rhode Island. A little bit of freshwater news to start off with. The fall trout stocking program is underway in Rhode Island, and the Rhode Island DEM is dropping roughly 6,600 trout across the state for you to get in on before the winter season kicks in. If you want to check out all of this lakes and ponds across Rhode Island where those fish were dropped, check out the YouTube card right now, the upper corner of the screen. You'll be able to see exactly where those fish were placed throughout Rhode Island, or you can just head on over to thefisherman.com and check out our news section. The story is right there for you. Freshwater's not your thing, still got some really good striped bass and bluefish bite going on along South County, and Robin from Quantity Bait and Tackle was letting us know some good bite still going on. The breachways are producing some fish, the beaches are producing some fish. It's, you know, kind of slow to get going this fall, but really since that storm kicked in a couple weeks ago, it's pretty much been wide open all across South County with some really good catches being made. She also wanted me to pass along word that she's got some really nice, as we call it in the surf casting world, casting eels in stock right now. This time of year, a lot of shops have a hard time getting some of those bigger eels in. Robin got a bunch of them in, so head on down there and stock up on those big eels to get you through the rest of the fall season. And speaking of eels, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service denied the endangered species protection for the American eel. I know this was a big concern. A little bit of information we had passed along a couple of weeks ago that it was pending. Well, fortunately for us, for now, they have avoided adding them to the endangered species list, so they can be used as a prime striped bass bait throughout the rest of the season. Check out that YouTube card right now. Head on over to thefisherman.com news section to see the complete story and find out exactly what's going on with the American eel. Then on up in Massachusetts, we got a really good winter flounder bite that's been kicking in, as much to our surprise and pleasure, up around Boston Harbor in that general area. The same area you get into the fish in the spring. The Deer Island Flats have been producing a lot of fish. So it's really good to hear that we got an awesome winter flounder bite kicking in the fall season. Generally, most years you get a really good run in the spring, kind of starts to taper off in the summer, but for whatever reason, we got a really good bite going on right now in and around Boston Harbor. So like those albies over in Long Island Sound, get in on it now before the bite passes you by. Then lastly, up in the Gulf of Maine, groundfish bite has been going really solid, and our friends at the Yankee Fleet have been absolutely hammering the pollock, or as they said, it was a one-stop slam fest this week, loading up on pollock. Now, sure, you can't take any of the cod or haddock right now, but you know what? Those pollock put up an awesome fight. They are hard-fighting fish. They will test your tackle up to 15-20 pounds, and they are great table fare, so that is an awesome option. So check out the Yankee Fleet if you want to get in on some of that awesome ground fishing action right now. So there you have it. I'm Toby Lapinski for the New England edition of thefisherman.com, wishing you tight lines if you head out on the water this weekend.
To receive the latest fishing reports, subscribe to the Fisherman's YouTube page. Click subscribe, then click the settings button and check Send Me Updates. You'll now receive notifications of the latest Fisherman YouTube videos and reports. If you're already a subscriber, make sure you've checked Send Me Updates in the settings so you receive the latest notifications.